YouTube family, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're gonna do a general collective reading. I'll just kind of pull what pops out. But you know, a lot is changing lately. I mean, I think if you've been following along with the zodiac readings, this one keeps popping up. Even before I was shuffling, or before I started the camera. Yeah, like we're coming to the end of Pisces season. So anybody who's celebrating a birthday right now, happy birthday. Which basically means we're ending the zodiac new year, right? And we're gonna step back into Aries season. I will do like a yearly overview video with tarot and astrology, so we kind of look at what to be expecting for the next year, the new year. But you know, I think as we're wrapping up, we're seeing kind of a lot of old stuff resurface, try to come back. Things are changing, and we're setting the tone of what our, you know, new space is going to be. So I think let's do a reading about what's going to be coming in for us. That was my genius thought. All right, so it will be, just like I said, general collective reading. If the message resonates for you, you'll know it's for you. Otherwise, don't worry about it, right? Spirit speaks to us in so many different ways. Sometimes we just have to ask for those messages. All right, so let's look at what's coming into play. So new opportunities, new beginning. I mean, I do feel like this is like really a self-reliant energy, places that we need to tend to ourselves. Tender loving care, continue the healing, continue the growth, the evolution. Let ourselves be nurtured. Especially the places that our heart is broken. I think it might be hard to see on this camera, but the bunny is shedding a tear. Poor guy. But at least he's getting a little love, you know? And I think that's what we need is, I'm hearing it's like, you know, we really have to cut out the BS, just like I was talking about. The things that weigh us down and keep us feeling small. It really is not worth it at the end of the day, and I think we all know that. So obviously there is still a little bit of healing to do. I feel like this is all about like grounding, finding stability, recognizing what is the fear of the unknown, what lurks behind closed or open doors. I almost feel like this is more like fear of like stepping into the new. Finding people that are going to work with you, that are going to be on your team, on your side. But also knowing like when people are trying to suck your energy, to take, to entangle you. That's the feeling I get with these tentacles, you know. I mean, sometimes, obviously, like, it's like that concept, like, new beginnings can totally be scary, right? Like, because we haven't done it before. We don't know if it's going to work. We're used to and comfortable to the past energy. But this is really talking about not letting those fears hold you back, but also using your intuition, your grounding, your communication to find out what you need to know, right? Because if this person, place, or thing is going to lure you into something that you don't want to be a part of, you need to be mindful about that, right? Making sure that we're not repeating those same mistakes as we're moving forward. I feel like this extra layer of healing is going to give you that level of stability, that you can see things exactly for what they are before you step into it. So you will be moving through that threshold with the knowledge, with the awareness. Yeah, and then look at that abundance. Like, how fun does that place look? You know? I love to swing on the swings. Thankfully, I still have a child that likes doing that stuff too, so I still get to indulge. But this is like, you know, it's whimsical, it's fun, it's enjoying the fruits of our labor, enjoying life and the blessings that it brings. I love this red and white energy. It really just reminds me of how when we are super grounded and stable in our life, it's fulfilling, it's satisfying. And that comes from knowing ourselves. It comes from being able to have our antennae up, know what choices to make and what not to. So it does show a level of abundance coming in. It's wish fulfillment. I feel like this is actually stuff that you've been asking for. That's why it feels so much like Candyland, right? Who doesn't want to hang out in Candyland? 555 on the clock as I said that. Yay to the angel numbers. It's confirmation. Fives are all about the turning point. It's not that, usually it's like middle of the road, but the middle, you know, of whatever you're moving through, obviously. But it's also this value of like turning the wheel in your favor. Again, that element of grounding. Knowing how to, yeah, this is like, this message is all about like knowing how to play the game. And not from a space of control, manipulation. But what I'm hearing is, you know, wherever you're at right now, like we talked about, so there is still some stuff that has to happen before you're going to feel really like grounded into the new. Like I talked about this, what you've been asking for, it's coming. You're headed that way. There's just a little bit more. And I feel like some of this is coming through with, I mean, obviously this octopus is a little dark, shadow. The people, places, and things that we know that aren't going to serve us long term. I feel like we have to be really mindful of that. There's this message of, as you put yourself out there, as you realign, moving away from what once was. And this is what I love about this energy, is it's basically saying like you're equipped, you know what to say yes to and what not to. You just have to trust that instinct is what I'm hearing, right? The Emperor, Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups. So places that we've been seeing where our rigidity is keeping us from our happiness. We need structure, right? We need structure. Eight of Coins. We have to refine. We have to plug away. But there's a level, it's a difference between refining versus belittling is what I'm hearing, you know? Just doing it better each and every time. Taking a moment to reflect, see what's working, walking away from what is not, and then making different choices when you have the opportunity to do so. Because like I said, you're getting there. I think that this has been what I'm hearing. It's a wake-up call. You know, where life is kind of a game, or people play it that way, or we have to be really, I mean, I'm not about games, like I really hate them. But I think that as you walk through life, you kind of see it is a little bit of a balancing act. You know, this is all about her strategizing, of getting out of the room, so to speak. But I think it's like, it's not getting away from, you know, because I think we can't completely self-protect from the challenges, the trials, the tribulations, etc. We have to use our instincts, trust in the best, hope in the best, but being prepared, you know. I don't want to say I mean, I know that's like the tagline or whatever, preparing for the worst, but I feel like we can always have the best outcome, right? Because we are creative. We do have endless potential. All right. Yeah. So this is like bringing in that abundance. If you've been working really hard on your money, your career, moving up, lots of earth energy. Queen of Coins is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Hermit is Virgo energy. Taking that time to go within, really reflect on what you need to do differently and not listening so much, but also finding ways to work harmoniously in the world around you, you know? Just like we see with this energy right here. You're calling it in. And like I said, it's from a very grounded space. You're just still going through some of the healing process like we talked about. But you're continuing to make strides toward with this Knight of Swords energy. He plans, he strategizes. Again, he finds his way through the muck, you know? Excuse me. This so reminds me of like the game of chess. And how you almost, you know, you have to be 3 steps ahead of your opponent. We have the ABC in the corner next to that little horse, right? The horse to escape. And like I said, with that Knight of Swords energy, you're doing it. I feel like there is this level of self-protection, though, that needs to be evaluated. I feel like you do have to put yourself out there a little bit more. This comes back to this energy of trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, trusting that you will know where to put your time, your energy towards. King of Cups energy is sensing into, feeling, trusting that gut instinct. It's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You could be coming into contact with a water sign. Maybe this person has put you on the defensive. Sometimes when water signs are not in balance, it can be a lot to deal with, right? Like a lot of repressed emotion. And then, you know, just kind of that passive aggressive. But this looks like new relationship coming in for you. This is also saying don't be too self-protected, because I feel like you do have to put yourself out there a little bit more, like I said, in order to get to this space. I feel like I said, you're pretty much there. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Don't let your feelings and emotions get the best of you. I feel like this is just like, I'm hearing it as like, do something that you've been wanting to do. Trust that the process is moving forward. Don't get too bent out of shape about what's not working in your favor or what seems to not be. You know, sometimes it's like our fears get the best of us, right? You have the strength to move forward. You're not 100% trusting yourself. And that's the thing. I feel like, okay, so stuff of the past has made it really, really messy. We got this Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You know, someone being incredibly immature. King and Queen of Coins. It's, you could have been leaving behind an old relationship, like I said, and it's made it really hard to be open and receiving the new. This could also be business partnership, friends, if you're trying to change your community, etc. But I feel like there has been a lot, and it has been creating you to be a little bit more conscious about who you let in. Okay, so let's see. What do you need to do specifically to open up to this? What do you need to do specifically? Because it feels like this wish fulfillment is like right here, right now. You just have to see it or open up to it, or maybe just, well, thank you, 7 of Coins. Seven of Coins, excuse me, is a message of waiting. But I feel like it's also this level of like collecting what is ripened, you know? Being able to take the fruit of your labor that you've done thus far. Maybe there is more to come in. But like I said, especially if you're single or like some type of partnership is trying to come in for you, whether that's love, whether that's business, whether that's, like I said, friend, community, it's here. And I feel like that's what you can actually be open to receiving. Maybe all the other stuff has not fully manifested yet. Maybe you do still have to like go through a little bit more, put yourself out there a little bit more, connect with some more people. But this is saying, you know, you have that strength and that ability. You got to be more diplomatic and rational, you know. I think this is stepping your game up a little bit. Because this does talk about, you know, I mean, I think it's almost like, I'm hearing this as like, because everything's not in its perfect package, you're rejecting some things that want to be coming in right now. What is this that fell out of the moon? That was already out. So being open to receive, like I said, I feel like you know you're ready for some things. I think it's like stepping into that worth, into that value of saying, yeah, I'm ready for this now. Yeah, there we go. The star, healing, wish fulfillment, being on the right path, on the right road, having that like confidence within yourself. And it's like, as soon as you open up to that, I feel like new love comes in, Page of Cups, new offer, new opportunity, someone who's interested, yeah. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups to that King of Cups. Nice. And the Page of Cups. It's a little family. I always get so happy. That's actually been happening a lot lately. And like that like never happens in my readings. Like all the court card families have been popping up. So I feel like there's new opportunity here. Yeah, and it does feel like, it feels to me like it's gonna be hitting a lot of different angles that you've been trying to like grow and cultivate, manifest in your life. It might look very singular, like, oh, this is just a new love, or oh, this is like, you know, yeah, maybe I'm making a connection with this person, but it's not everything I want. Don't be mistaken, though, is what I'm hearing. You know, don't shut down. I feel like if you open yourself up, receive it, kind of listen to what's there, I think it's going to become a lot more, it brings a lot with it, is what it's saying, especially with this Eight of Pentacles. It's a lot of beautiful, I don't know, just like, it feels so peaceful, you know, people who are willing to work together, who are growing, who are building something strategically, but yet there's so much like love and abundance and opportunity that's coming through. So like I said, a lot of it is just opening up to it, trusting yourself. Okay, I will not try to control the uncontrollable. I love that. We want you to reach the place where you are willing to let go of the need to control of things that are uncontrollable, like what anyone else is doing, and give your undivided attention to the only thing you can control, which is how you feel in any given circumstance. That's easier said than done, right? Because I think we have this illusion that we can control, especially other people, places, and things, when oftentimes we can only control our response. And it's about shifting that energy. So what if Billy Joe is doing X, Y, and Z? You know what I mean? It's more about, well, what do I want? And what am I doing? And how am I positioning myself? And it's like, if we keep dumping energy into what that other person is doing, it severely distracts us. And then it actually takes a lot longer for that manifestation to come in. I intend to see the best in everyone. Have you ever had that experience yourself when someone sees you and loves you and expects the best of you? Do you not shine in ways you never shined before? And do you not find it really hard to shine when another does not look for the best in you? I love that message. That's actually been coming through a lot lately in our readings. And I feel that that's what you're receiving, you know, with this opportunity that's coming in. It's coming in with a lot of love, a lot of support, people who are willing to and just acknowledge the value of you and what you bring to the table. And I feel like in a way where you've never really received that before. Like all of a sudden all the work, all the turmoil, all the blood, sweat, and tears, pushing through the BS, the challenges, the pain, you're like finally coming out of that, you know? And it's actually exactly where you need to be is what Spirit is saying. I have the power to direct my own thoughts. We'll close out with this. Your thoughts do create the reality that you live. And one of the most exciting things about beginning the process of deliberately focusing thought is that the law of attraction will bring you evidence of your improved thought immediately. And while you break old patterns, that may be hard to break, you may slip. And while old patterns may be hard to break, you may slip back into old patterns from time to time. Evidence of your effort will be undeniable to you. And before long, with much less effort than you spend trying to dodge negative conversations or train another into better behavior, all of your relationships will improve. Again, like what a beautiful way to close out this reading. You know, there's a lot of beauty that's coming for you. And I feel like it's based off of the time, the energy, the work that you've put into things. It might have not felt like that. You might have been through this space for a long time. That's like the hardest. You know, when we're just down and out, we feel like we don't have support. Things aren't working out for us, etc. But it's like all this is saying that you have finally moved through that. Yeah, there's a little more healing and understanding that needs to be done, but you're ending up in this beautiful place of what you've diligently worked so hard to create. 2222 on the clock, baby. Whoop, whoop. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining in. I appreciate you sending so much love and support as you push through these last periods of time and just everything that you're dealing with. Thank you for the love and support to my channel. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I love to build and grow the community. Lots of love and blessings. Thanks, guys.